Do you ever stop and think about what your house is actually made of? We just take it for granted, but the very building blocks of our homes, they're on the verge of this huge transformation. So today, we're going to ask, what's the future of the structural insulated panel, or SIPs, industry?
Okay, so let's just start with a simple question. What if we could completely rethink how we build? Imagine creating homes that aren't just stronger or better insulated, but are way safer and go up in a fraction of the time. It kind of sounds like science fiction, right? Well, the tech is already here.
So what even are these things? Well, at their core, structural insulated panels are kind of like a high-tech building sandwich. You've got this rigid foam core for insulation, and it's squeezed between two structural skins. It's a really clever, modern way to frame a house, but the most common type has a pretty serious hidden flaw.
And yeah, that brings us to the trouble with wood. See, the standard SIPs you find everywhere today use something called oriented strand board, OSB, for their outer layers. It's basically just engineered wood. And while it's been the go-to for years, it comes with a whole list of problems that are getting a lot harder to ignore.
Right, so the issues with OSB, they really start to stack up. First off, it's not fireproof. That's a major safety issue right there. And because it's a wood product, it's a perfect meal for mold. On top of all that, you still have to go in and install drywall on the inside. That's another step, more material, more cost. But maybe the biggest structural problem? It's the joints.
Just let this number sink in for a second. To build one single 40-foot wall with standard 4-foot wide panels, you need 8 of them. That means 8 joints. 8 potential weak spots where air can leak, moisture can creep in, and the whole structure can be compromised over time.
But what if there was a better way, a material that just solves all of these problems in one shot? Well, there is. Let me introduce you to the hero of our story, magnesium oxide board, or MgO. It's a mineral-based sheathing, so because it isn't organic like wood, it's naturally resistant to fire, mold, even insects. This isn't just an upgrade, it is a total game changer.
And this right here, this is the next generation of panel tech. It's the same simple idea, a foam core sandwiched between 2 skins, but those skins are made of that super durable magnesium oxide. And that simple switch in materials, well, it makes all the difference in the world for performance and safety.
I mean, the contrast is just night and day, isn't it? Where OSB is flammable, MgO is fire-resistant. Where OSB is food for mold, MgO's mineral nature means mold just can't grow on it. These MgO boards are so tough, you don't even need to add drywall. The inside surface is already finished. And most importantly, as we're about to see, you can get rid of the joints. So, if it's so obviously better, why isn't every single home being built this way?
Well, that brings us to the big plot twist in our story, the supply chain conundrum. We have this incredible solution, but there's been this one massive hurdle that stopped it from really taking off. Until now.
So what it really boils down to is trust. See, most MgO boards are made in China, and there just hasn't been a reliable system to check their quality and what's in them. Without that solid verification, builders have been, hesitant to make the switch. So the whole industry has kind of been stuck with the old inferior OSB standard. But this is where the story gets really, really cool. There's a new kind of automated factory being developed that doesn't just solve the supply chain problem by letting us make it locally, it also unlocks the true potential of these MgO panels. The future isn't just about a better material, it's about a fundamentally better process.
This new process is absolutely brilliant. First, it takes standard verifiable MgO boards and it cross-laminates them, layering them for incredible strength. Then, a massive rolling press makes sure it's a perfect, permanent bond. And out of that, you get a single, continuous panel that can be cut to whatever length a project needs.
Think about that for a second. We're going from little 4-foot panels to one seamless wall panel that's up to 45 feet long. That's longer than a city bus. Just one solid, perfectly engineered piece. And what does that mean? Remember those 8 joints in a 40-foot wall? They're gone, vanished, reduced to 0. Every single one of those potential weak spots completely eliminated. This is a massive leap forward for structural integrity and for energy efficiency.
And the efficiency is just staggering. These new plants, which are cheap and easy to copy, can crank out enough panels for 2,500 housing units every single year. And they only need 1 or 2 robots to do it. This really is the future of manufacturing building components.
So, why does any of this matter to you? Well, it means stronger, safer homes that are resistant to things like fire and mold. It means construction that is way faster and way more efficient. It means less waste because you can skip that whole extra layer of drywall. This isn't just about a new product, it's a whole new way of thinking about how we build.
Which really leaves us with one final big thought. For centuries, we've built our homes piece by piece, stud by stud. Now, with the ability to manufacture entire walls in a factory, are we watching the end of building one wall at a time? And maybe the dawn of an era where our homes are assembled, not just built?